just wanted to pop on here really quickly just to kind of intro this video. So the interesting thing about March is that I got sick, and actually got sick twice, and I kind of felt like I got nothing done because of it. But apparently when I took a look back, I had all this footage and I actually got a lot more done than I thought. So I wanted to share this with you guys, even though it's like mid-April at this point, and honestly, it's probably the end of April by the time you're watching this. So I apologize, but I thought this was a kind of fun one because it kind of picked up my spirits a little bit. I felt a little bit better about myself after watching it, and actually had a lot of fun. So this actually contains a couple of firsts for me. So first time making stickers, first time making a bag design, first time doing finished digital artwork, and not a first necessarily, but first time in a long time that I actually took a trip to an art shop and bought some art supplies. Yeah, so it's kind of exciting. Maybe, or maybe not. You'll have to let me know. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so the first thing that I did in March was the first thing that I do every month, and that is prep all of the previous month's daily dog portrait orders for postcard prints. And so thankfully there were quite a few this month, and we were able to make a really great donation to Mainline Rescue. So thank you to everybody. But the thing that I don't normally do is make stickers. So I kind of did this spur of the moment, so I don't have any footage of actually making the stickers, but what I can do is tell you kind of a funny story. So I actually have had a Cricut machine in the box untouched for years. Like, I don't even know how many years, a lot. I probably have like the first one that came out or something, I don't even know. But I just didn't take it out because I thought it would be too difficult or the materials would be too expensive, whatever. So recently though, I've been getting really interested in making stickers. And if you've ever tried to make stickers, you know that making a small quantity or finding a printer to make small quantity for a decent price is not that easy. So I wanted to give it a try. So I got the Cricut machine out. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos like anyone would. And the first time I did it, it worked absolutely perfectly. Like everything went perfect. I printed out perfectly, got everything cut and lined up perfectly. Like it worked amazing. So I thought this is going to be easy, right? So the second time that I tried to do it was actually with the February portraits, and I went to print it out and thought everything went fine, and then I cut and still thought everything went fine, and then when I went to pull out the stickers, I realized that I had printed on the wrong side of the sticker paper. I printed on the backing sheet instead of on the front, and that would have been fine, except for I didn't realize it until after everything was done, like after it was laminated, after it was cut, and so I had to do that all over again. The second time I tried to do the portrait print stickers, the cut was like way off. Like I don't know what happened with the calibration between the previous one and that one, but it was super off. So I had to recalibrate the machine, and I actually even put in a new blade just to make sure that everything was good. Since then, it's been a little bit easier, but I won't say that every single run has been perfect since. I'm learning. I'm getting better at it. I'm learning how to sort of set up the files so that they cut pretty smoothly, and I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more too. So the other big project that I had in March was the fundraising event, the St. Pity's fundraising event put on by Providence Animal Center. And this is one that I love to support every year. So this is not a first for me, but what was a first was that this year we decided to offer Paint Your Pet kits instead of the charcoal portraits that we offered in the past. And so I love that they wanted to do this year because, to be honest, I don't know that I would have been up to the work that it would be to do all of the charcoal portraits that they order. So it's not actually that the Paint Your Pet kits aren't a lot of work. They're a good bit of work. I do the designs, and I do the printing on the canvases, and I mix all of the paint colors, and I create all of the instruction sheets. So there's a lot that goes into it. Even just packing them all up is a lot of work, but it's a different kind of work than creating all of the portraits, and I think it was just the kind of work that my body and my brain were ready to do in March. So I was really happy about that. They're also one of my biggest sellers in my Etsy shop. They're probably the biggest seller in my Etsy shop, and so I knew that I would be able to kind of batch that work with work that I already had. So it was really good timing for this project. And I also love that they were interested in doing it, because I love when people are excited about painting, and especially when they're excited about painting their own pups. So I think that the fact that other people get excited about it kind of justifies my excitement about it. I actually have one of the biggest challenges when I create these kits is that I want to paint them all myself, which I know I can't do, but every time I put the kits together, they just end up looking so cute that I just think, I'm so jealous that the person that's getting this, I wish I could paint this. Maybe I should just print out an extra one for myself, and I could paint it and put it up on my wall and nobody would know. But I don't do that, of course. I mean, I might in the future, and no promises, but I didn't do it this time around. Actually, this time around, what I did do was I created a kit for myself, which was the mascot for the fundraiser. So he was a little pitty named Flip, and I think his name was Philip, but they were calling him Flip, and I just thought that was the cutest thing. And he was an adorable little pitty pup with a cleft lip or a cleft palate. I'm not sure which, but he was just the cutest. And so let me take you over to that painting, because that was a lot of fun, and I actually think it was so cute. It turned out so cute that I might actually add it to my Etsy shop as a DIY project that people can download and paint themselves, and just have that as another opportunity for fundraising for this great rescue. I'm not going to say that I haven't done any digital art at all, but I will say that this is probably the first time that I've actually completed a piece, like done the finish work in digital format. And so this is actually a Procreate drawing. I basically inked a sketch that I did for this, for the rescue, for the fundraiser of this cute little piggy. He was our mascot again. And I did this for a bag design, which is also a first for me. I've designed bags for myself, but I've not designed a bag for a fundraiser for like another company. So I really wanted to create this design to be something that they could print in one color, which is, I think, something that was important to them. They wanted to be able to make this cost effective. And the vendor that they had would do either a white or black version. So this is the black version. There's a reversed out, sort of adjusted white version as well. I don't think that they ended up using it, but here's the thing. This was so hard. You'll see in the footage that I went back and forth so many times in so many different areas. I actually struggled probably the most with the grass you'll see at the end. But even in the body, I would go full on in detail and then scale it back, and then go full on in detail again and then scale it back. So I was really struggling with not just my ability to work digitally, but what I knew was going to be a challenge for the printer. And I had to keep reminding myself that the printer was going to be limited in how they could screen print this onto these bags that we were creating. So the overall look that I wanted to go for here was kind of like an etched, but almost like a wood block, kind of somewhere in between there. The rescue itself, I have a couple of other pieces that they've done in the past, like on t-shirts and sweatshirts and things like that. And they always have this really kind of classical, almost vintage, very, I would say very conservative look to them. And so I wanted to do something along those lines. But I also wanted to do something that looked very much like my work. And so I think what I ended up with was kind of a nice, happy medium between the two. And I have to say, I'm really happy with it. I actually got the bag, and I probably will buy a couple more before they're all sold out, but I actually love how they turned out. And in the end, with the logo underneath and the little insignia on the tag, I think it just came out so perfect, and I just wouldn't change a thing. Okay guys, it is time for my birthday art haul. Let's start with what's on top, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing is this little bottle of acrylic ink. This is Daler-Rowney Sepia acrylic ink, and one of the reasons that I got this was I'm really enjoying drawing lately, and I've been drawing with pencils, and I'm definitely into that, but I'm wondering what drawing with ink would be like. And I've got a couple of dip pens. I've even got a glass dip pen that I've never ever tried, so I want to try it. And the reason that I got acrylic ink versus regular ink was that I've been also doing a lot of painting lately, so if I want to mix this with my acrylic paints, I can do that too, because it is acrylic ink. And of course I got the sepia color just because I love that antique kind of look that you get from sepia ink. Okay, so that's that. Put that over here. The next thing I got, oh my goodness, this is something that I am so late to the game on. So this is the Holbein acrylic gouache. I got the primary mixing set. I know that they have a bajillion colors, but the thing is, I like mixing my own colors. And from these 5, I can get pretty much any color that they sell. And in addition to that, I'm only going to pay $40. These are kind of pricey, especially, let me show you the size of the tubes. They're not very big if you haven't seen them before. I mean, this is the size of the tube of paint. Like, it's so small. I mean, let me show you in comparison. So this is a small tube of acrylic paint that I would get, 4 ounce of acrylic paint, compared to this tiny little thing. So regular acrylic paint, acrylic gouache. Now, the reason that I wanted to try this is because not only is it acrylic paint, but it's a matte acrylic paint, which I really, really like. And the other thing is that it is supposed to be super pigmented like gouache. So hopefully when I do give this a try, I see some kind of opportunity or shift in my current color palette. Because right now my color palette is very, I would say, subdued. I don't use a lot of bright colors, and if I do get bright colors, I end up muting them down, or they're just not as bright as I think that they might be. So hopefully this will bring some brightness into my work. We'll see. Okay, the next thing, let's get these out of the way. So I got a bunch of these little brushes. So these are little hog's hair. I think there might be faux hog's hair brushes. I don't think they're real hog's hair, but they had these on the clearance rack. And so I got a whole bunch of size 1 and 2 flat and round hog's hair brushes. And I love these for oil painting, but I go through them super quick. So just having a handful of them is always nice. Okay. The next thing I got is not necessarily an art supply, but when I saw this cover, I absolutely just had to have it. So this is A Dog a Day by Sally Muir, and I won't flip through the whole thing, but I mean, it's a dog a day, guys. That's like my whole life. So absolutely love these paintings. Every single one is adorable, of course, and I just needed this. When I saw it, I just had to have it. So, inspiration for days. Okay, next is a really interesting paper. So, I love Canson paper, and this particular paper is called Sand Grain. And so I thought I need to give that a try, especially since I've been working with pencils a lot lately, and you know, charcoal. So the thing is, guys, this paper is the most gritty paper I've ever worked with. So if you've ever like felt a fine grit sandpaper, like a 300 grit sandpaper or some, or 440, something like that, this feels like sand, like it actually feels like sandpaper. And so what that means is when you draw on it, you never have that challenge of like the paper's not kind of picking up your marks. So if you're really trying to grind in some of those colors, maybe really trying to grind in some of those darkest dark blacks with your charcoal, this paper I feel like is gonna be perfect for that. I think it'll be interesting to paint on it too. So we'll see what kind of textures we can get with that. But awesome, awesome paper. All right. Next up is some more fun stuff. Okay, so this one I haven't even opened yet, and I'm gonna go ahead and open it now because I want to show you the paper here. So this is the Talons Art Creation Sketchbook, and I got the big size because it was basically the same price as the half size one. It was like $2 more, so why not go ahead and get the larger size? And the reason that I wanted to get this one, I'll show you, hang on. I'm gonna plug this. I don't love the white cover, but that's all they had. So the reason I wanted to get this one is because of this. Look at this gorgeous cream colored paper. Oh my gosh, I love toned paper, and I feel like it's really hard to find a reasonably priced sketchbook that doesn't have stark white paper or like a darker toned paper. Like I love other sketchbooks that I have with the brown or the gray, but they are a little bit dark to draw on. So this cream I think is just gonna be amazing. I think it's gonna be beautiful. So, and the other thing is that this is a perfect bound, so it's not what I usually work in. I usually work in a spiral bound. So this will be interesting to see if I actually work across the spread versus just on the one page. All right. So next is, surprise, another sketchbook. Okay, so I got this one for a similar reason, but this is actually a brand that I've heard of before. I love Fabriano paper, and I didn't know that they made affordable sketchbooks like this. So wait until you see this one. So this is the Fabriano Quadrato Artist Journal. And here's the thing, guys. This has 4 different tones of paper. So you've got the tan, this beautiful tan paper, and then you've got this really light beige paper, followed by the cream, and then the white. And you can even kind of faintly see the texture of the Fabriano paper, which is just beautiful. It's like a smooth paper, but it's got this sort of grain to it that just gives you that vertical line, like almost like a fabric. I just absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. Okay, so, and it's like square. I love a square sketchbook. I don't know why, I just love a square sketchbook. I love a square format. This one is 9x9, 96 sheets. The paper weight on this one too, that they said, I think 90 GSM, but it does feel, it feels pretty thin, but it feels like it'll be great for drawing, not for wet media. Whereas, let's see, this one feels a little bit heavier, just a tiny bit. I could probably get away with acrylic paint on this one if I prime the page first. This stuff though, this stuff is thick. Like this is like heavy cardstock thick. Like you could put anything on here, I think. I mean, I don't think it's great for watercolor, but any kind of like acrylic paint or oil paint, I would have no problem doing on there. Alrighty. And let's see, I think we're at the last thing, guys. So this final thing is a little bit strange, but when I saw it, I kind of fell in love with it. And so this is actually wrapping paper, I believe. But I got it because I'm absolutely in love with these color palettes. Like the color palettes of each of these designs is so gorgeous that I would just hang these, I would hang these on the wall like just as they are. Like I feel like these are so beautiful. This is amazing. I absolutely love this one. These colors, oh my God. Gorgeous. They're vintage. They're kind of muted, but they're still kind of bright. I mean, so many blues, pops of red and orange. I mean, these are totally me. Like, if you had to put my color aesthetic in a book, this would be it. Like 100%, this would be it. Okay, so that's what that is. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. If I'm just gonna look at them, I think I'll probably put some of them up on the walls. Maybe paste some in some of my sketchbooks, but gorgeous. I absolutely love this. 1920s apparently was my time. That was my time. So yeah, that is it. There you go for my special birthday art haul. Okay, so that's it for me, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Come on over to Instagram if you want to catch up on all the latest on the Daily Dogs Project. Definitely tag me in a pic if you want to join in. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.